Welcome to Session 3 of the AI Certification Program. In Session 1, we learned how prompting works and how to guide AI to produce better outputs. In Session 2, we built custom GPT assistants so those prompts could be reused automatically. Now, we are taking the final step. Today, we are going to look at how prompts and GPTs become real applications. In other words, we are moving from using AI tools to actually building them. This is the moment where AI stops being just a productivity assistant and becomes a business lever. By the end of this session, you should understand how AI workflows turn into real software and how that software can eventually become a revenue generating SaaS product. Let's start with the outcome for this session. By the end of today's training, you should understand how prompts evolve into applications. You will see the basic architecture behind AI tools and understand the components that power them. We will also walk through a real example using the Prospect Finder application so you can see how the pieces fit together in practice. You will also learn a technique that dramatically lowers the barrier for non technical builders. It's called the screenshot method, and it allows AI to guide you through technical problems step by step. Finally, we will briefly look at how an AI tool becomes a SaaS product that can generate revenue. Most professionals who start using AI move through four stages. The first stage is simple prompting. This is where you type instructions and the AI generates a response. The second stage is using templates, so you don't have to reinvent the prompt every time. The third stage is building custom GPT assistants that automatically follow your preferred instructions and workflows. The fourth stage is building applications. This is where things become powerful because the prompts are no longer hidden inside a chat window. Instead, they are connected to software and automation. At that point, AI stops being a conversation and starts becoming a tool. One way to think about AI is as a lever. A lever allows a small amount of effort to move a much larger object. AI works the same way. Imagine a salesperson who spends 2 hours every morning researching prospects, finding companies, identifying decision makers, and writing outreach emails. With the right AI workflow, that same research process can be reduced to just a few minutes. The output is the same. The difference is the effort required to produce it. When AI reduces effort while maintaining results, it becomes a true productivity lever. Let's talk about a problem every sales team faces. At some point during the day, someone asks the question, who should I contact next? Answering that question usually requires several steps. First, you search LinkedIn or company directories. Then you research organizations that fit your target profile. Next, you identify decision makers. Then you try to locate contact information. Finally, you write a message or outreach email. None of these steps are particularly difficult, but they are repetitive and time consuming. This type of repetitive work is exactly the kind of process that AI can help automate. Now imagine replacing that manual workflow with an automated one. Instead of searching for companies yourself, the system searches for them automatically. Instead of manually identifying decision makers, the system surfaces relevant contacts. Instead of writing outreach messages from scratch, AI drafts them instantly. In this model, AI acts like a research assistant working behind the scenes. The salesperson simply provides a few inputs and receives a structured output. This is where AI begins to feel less like a chat tool and more like a software application. To make this more concrete, let's look at a real example. Prospect Finder is a simple AI application designed to automate the prospecting process. Instead of manually researching prospects every day, the tool helps identify target companies, surfaces relevant decision makers, and can even generate outreach messaging. The objective is simple. Sales professionals should spend their time selling, not performing repetitive research tasks. Prospect Finder is an example of how a series of prompts and workflows can be packaged into a practical tool. Under the hood, most AI applications follow a surprisingly simple structure. First, there is an input. This is the information provided by the user. Second, there is processing. This is where AI and automation logic analyze the input and perform tasks. Finally, there is an output. This is the result delivered back to the user. For example, the input might be a request to find SaaS CFOs in a particular city. The system processes that request using AI and data sources. The output becomes a list of prospects along with potential outreach messaging. If we simplify things even further, most AI applications are simply workflows. They combine three components. The first component is data. This might come from the web, APIs, or internal systems. The second component is logic. This is where prompts and rules tell the AI what to do. The third component is the interface. This is the screen where the user interacts with the system. When these three pieces come together, prompts stop being isolated instructions and become part of a software tool. Let's look at a simple prospecting workflow. The user begins by entering a few inputs, such as the industry they want to target, the type of role they are looking for, and the geographic location. The system then performs several tasks behind the scenes. It searches for relevant companies, identifies decision makers, and generates outreach messaging. The final output is a structured list of prospects along with potential messages that can be used to start conversations. The user experiences a simple interface, but behind the scenes, multiple AI prompts and automation steps are working together. At this point, many people assume that building something like this requires advanced coding skills. In reality, that assumption is often incorrect. Today's AI tools can assist with much of the technical work. In many cases, the builder's role is to describe what they want the system to do. AI can then help generate the code, explain errors, and suggest improvements. Instead of replacing developers, AI acts as a guide that helps non technical professionals understand and build technical systems. One technique that dramatically helps non technical builders is the screenshot method. Whenever you encounter something confusing while building a tool, take a screenshot of the screen you are looking at. Then upload that screenshot into an AI system such as Claude or Gemini. After uploading the image, ask the AI to explain what is happening and what steps you should take next. Because modern AI models can analyze images, they can often identify interface elements, configuration settings, or error messages that might otherwise be difficult to interpret. 3. When you upload a screenshot to AI, you can ask very practical questions. For example, you might ask what error is appearing on the screen or what might be causing the issue. You might ask which button you should click next or how to correct a configuration setting. In some cases, you can even ask the AI to show you the exact code change required to fix a problem. This process turns AI into a technical coach that helps you move forward instead of getting stuck. This screenshot method was extremely helpful while building the Prospect Finder application. Many of the tools involved were unfamiliar at first. Instead of guessing what to do next, screenshots were taken of the interface and uploaded to AI. The AI then explained what the screen meant and suggested the next steps. By repeating this process, it was possible to move through complex technical setups one step at a time. In effect, AI acted as a guide that helped navigate the entire build process. Once an application works, the next question becomes how to monetize it. Turning an application into a SaaS product typically requires four core components. First, you need authentication, so users can create accounts and log into the system. Second, you need a database, so the system can remember information about each user. Third, you need a payment system, so customers can subscribe or purchase access. Finally, you need access control, so the system can determine who is allowed to use the tool. Authentication is the process of identifying users. When someone signs up or logs into an application, the system verifies their identity and creates a session for them. Modern applications typically rely on third party services to handle authentication because they simplify security and user management. Popular tools include services like Clerk or Supabase Auth. These tools allow users to sign up using email or social login methods and then provide secure access to the application. To generate revenue, an application needs a payment system. Stripe is one of the most common platforms used for this purpose. With Stripe, you create a product, define a subscription price, and connect the checkout process to your application. When a user subscribes, Stripe processes the payment and confirms the transaction. The application can then update the user's account status to indicate that they have an active subscription. After payments are integrated, the application needs a gatekeeper. This is often called a paywall. When a user tries to access the tool, the system checks whether they are logged in and whether their subscription status is active. If both conditions are true, the user can access the application. If the subscription is inactive or expired, the system redirects the user to a pricing page where they can subscribe. This mechanism protects the application and ensures only paying customers can access premium features. Congratulations! By completing this session, you have reached the final level of the training program. You are now an AI certified app builder. Across these 3 sessions, you have learned how to design effective prompts, build custom GPT assistants, and understand the architecture behind AI powered applications. More importantly, you have seen how AI workflows can evolve into real tools that support businesses and generate revenue. The next step is simple. Identify a repetitive task in your work and begin experimenting with building a small AI workflow that improves it.